everybody, I'm Kelly, the resident tech guru here at Kata Creative. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing video, and if you can't tell already, we picked up a 3D printer. We've had a lot of needs for 3D printing. We've looked at the possibility of doing battery cases, SD card cases, even focus ring attachments for follow focus. It's also just a great way to come up with new ideas, and the kids are going to love it too. So let's go ahead and open this box and we'll see what we got. First off, this is a dual extruder. So it has two extruders. We went with just two black ABS for this. This printer will do PVA, ABS, and the dissolvable, which is nice for doing supports when you're doing a 3D printing. If you have an object with something that leans over, you can print a support with the second spool, if it was the dissolvable, support while it's cooling. Once it dries, once it cools and it's done printing, you take it out and soak it in water. It dissolves away. Your support no longer needed, it's gone. There's no little tabs you have to sand off. Really works great. But for us, we think that we're going to be doing ABS. We're going to be doing simple structures to start. So we got two ABS with the dual extruder. The ABS, the two filaments that are exactly the same is going to be twice as fast. We do also, with the dual extruder, have the option of doing a two-color part if we want to do that in the future. So I'm going to take the filament here. We also got a BuildTech stage plate. What do we call it? It's a printing surface. The 3D printer comes with a surface that you would scrape off when the substrate, whether it be the ABS or the PVA, gets stuck to it. You know, you're printing on the surface. But this is a nice upgrade option because once it gets too crusty, you don't have to worry about scraping it off. You just get a new one. So we got one of those, and then here we go. We have the PowerSpec Ultra 2.0 3D printer. There's a lot of options on the market now. They're getting better resolution. One of the things, like I said earlier, that we're really looking forward to is doing ABS parts. So we definitely wanted to get something that could print ABS. Some of the smaller ones are high resolution, but they're not going to be able to print the ABS. The ABS is a little bit hard to work with in general when you're 3D printing. You're going to have, make sure you're going to have a unit that can maintain a proper temperature within the unit, because if a steady constant temperature is not maintained, the ABS can split. It can crack as you're printing, and you don't want that. The advantage of the ABS is a stronger material in terms of it'll bend and not break. It also stands up to UV much better, so it's something you can take out, something you can use over and over and over. One of the 3D designs that we've found is for batteries, just storing batteries, and it's got a really nice, it 3D prints with this little overhang that just grabs the battery. You slide it in the case and it grabs it. And so that's something that's going to be used over and over and over. You want a little bit of bend to it so it doesn't break, and also you don't want it to crack if it's been exposed to UV or something like that. So that's going to give you the ABS is going to be the product we're going to use for a lot of the stuff we're using in production. Now, if we wanted to print something more intricate as a toy to sit on a shelf, or my daughter is really big into LOL dolls. If we wanted to print something like that, well, we might go ahead and use the PVA. A little bit easier to print, a little bit finer detail with that product, but not something that you would want to expose to the elements or put any stress on. So let's get to it. It's definitely heavy. Okay, let's just slide this down so we get in front of that camera. All right, this is the stage that comes with it, the instructions. Save those for when we can't figure it out. All right, these look to be, and I'm fairly new to this 3D printing. I've watched a lot of it. I've talked to a lot of people about it, so I may get some of the terms right. Like even now, I'm not sure that it's PVA. I think it might be PVL, but it could be PVA. It's the other type of plastic. And it's probably in the manual. I don't know exactly what these are called, but this looks to be like the feeder for the filament from the spool in the back that feeds into the machine. Note to self for future open box videos, box opening videos, get 2 items. Practice opening the first one. And then it'll look much smoother on film. All right. Remove fixed buckles of axis guide rod in order to assure transport safeties. Both sides of X-guide rocks have X-axis guide rod of 3D printer has been fixed by 3 buckles. Please remove buckles when unboxing. Well, that's what we're doing. We're unboxing. Let's make sure we remove those buckles that look like cable ties, wire ties, plastic wire ties, at least in the picture. Let's see, we got ourselves a little disappearing purple glue. No idea. Power cable. Back in the day we used to call those Euro cables, sometimes called computer cables, often called AC power cables, or D-plug because they look kind of like a D at the end. Yep. These look to be spool holders. Again, don't know, won't know until I open it up the container, the instructions, but it's packed really well. A little too well for demonstration purposes. Let's see if I can get it out this way. I've watched a couple review videos on this unit. You can print via USB. You can print via an SD card. All right, that's empty. Or it has a built-in memory. It might be a flash drive, little thumb drive you can use. Thumb drive, not SD card. And it has a storage of the last couple prints you've done, so you can, if you're doing something over and over, it's going to store a couple in there. Aha! So it looks like it was upside down. That's why. Is that right? I can't tell. Nope, it was right side up. Okay. Okay, remove the plastic here. And this is part of the, now there are units out there that aren't enclosed that will do ABS. The issue becomes you have to make sure that it's a controlled environment. In an office or inside a house with steady air conditioning. You also really want to make sure you don't have people walking by it, creating a breeze, which can, again, with ABS, create cracking during the cooling phase, printing phase. Plastic, and then I see the dome inside. Sweet. And this goes back to, let's see, I wonder if we can, there's instructions on how to open it. Alright, I'm going to see if I can go ahead and snip these, what do they call them? Axis cable guides, or axis, which look suspiciously like wire ties to me. That was many years of experience. Prompted me to move my left hand just before the blade made it there. Don't try this at home, folks. If I had a pair of wire cutters or scissors handy, probably would have used that, but this worked just fine. I still got all my fingers. Alright. Packed very well, lots of excess plastic here. This dome here is again for maintaining the proper temperature inside the unit. Okay, let's see if there's an unboxing tutorial. No. Oh, here we go. Okay, lift that out. Remove side protective foam sheets from inside the printer. Oh, they're not part of the aha. I've removed the side protective foam sheets. Elevate the build plate to its limit with care. Okay. Yeah. So, since we already got the instructions out, got some bolts there. Might as well do it up. Stage here. Yeah. Yeah, bolt there. Bolt there. Okay, this is gonna go right in there. Sweet. And then we're gonna lower the stage again. Put these 2 bolts in. Looks like it's, from what I can tell so far, it's fairly put together. There's really only a couple add-on pieces here. Got 2 screws, it looks like, and then putting together the spool holder, and then from there it looks like almost done. Now, everything I read about these units, again with 0 practical experience, this is not always recommended as a beginner unit, but after careful consideration and some discussion with people online, they said, well, you know, fairly technical person, you should be able to figure it out, and the huge advantage there becomes it's something that can grow with me, you know, and my partner Dave as well, and the kids, you know, his kids, my kids, plan on doing a lot of personal and professional printing with this unit, but it's something that we're not going to outgrow quickly. And I guess my personal thought is if I do outgrow it quickly, then most likely whatever I'm printing, we're also going to be selling at a profit, and then it won't be that much of a issue to go out and buy a better one, because we've been making items that have been useful for people. There we go. That's not the goal I was looking for. Okay, so there's 2 exhaust vents as well. Take the turbo baffle. All right, got that one in. A lot of firsts today. First 3D printer, first unboxing video. We got that in place. Let's go ahead and do, these are the extruder. And we're gonna take the turbo fan. Okay. That appears to be on that side. Yeah, I don't know where I was. A lot of firsts. First unboxing video. First 3D printer. Yeah, it's always weird that this was they installed it for me, but they would prefer if I uninstall it to clip on this one little piece. So, all right, I'll do it. Okay. I'll try to turn this around in a minute, get you a shot of what I just did. But basically, this little blower fan blows a little warm air or cool air, depending on what's needed, I guess. But I'm sure that most of the time it's going to be warm air to help maintain the temperature needed for the proper setting of the plastic, whichever type of plastic you use. .3D printing, it's really come into its own in the past couple years. units are much more affordable. The high quality units, like this one, the high resolution dual extruder, multiple types of plastic units. They also have a long, oh, is that the right? I think I might have, yeah. No, that's all right. This one has a larger bed than the previous generations at this size, or price range, I mean. So longer, what do they call it, a build zone, build plate, build surface. I don't know the exact specs off the top of my head. We're somewhere in the 9 inches by 5 inches by 6 inches is the size of the object that we can build with this. That was the weirdest thing. Alright, well, I'm going to have to go ahead and we have this awesome table that was built for us by our partner, the Capable Carpenter, and we really love it. One of the things we decided not to do right away was to finish the surface with, you know, we were really just trying to decide, do we want to stain it? Are we going to use some sort of like poly or possibly a epoxy? We really love the table. Unfortunately, because we haven't treated it, even today, the rubber feet on this awesome printer we got have been giving us little black smudges. And that screw does not want to go back in. So, yet again, a little lesson for you YouTubers out there. You want to make a box opening video, and I mean, the goal was open the box and put it together, plug it in real quick, and then you know, have the lights come on and be like, say thank you for visiting and we'll talk to you soon. Unfortunately, the angles are weird, and of course you may or may not have heard that. Dropped a screw through a hole, and I don't think we're going to be able to have access to that again. Okay, now I'll see if I can finish the next part. Okay, got the right tool for the job. It was really interesting. I mean, of course I dropped the screw, but there's really no, as long as you don't drop the screw and have it go bury itself inside the machine, there's very little actual setup that's needed for this unit. Just do not drop this little screw. At least don't drop it down that one little hole. I wonder if that's even lined up. No, that does not. That was the problem all along. Wasn't lined up with the hole. All right, the fan shroud is now successfully installed. Next step here. Science that's always fascinated me is the engineering of package engineering. I always want to try to, most manufacturers would love to deliver a fully functional product right out of the box, but sometimes the constraints of the cost of shipping or the damage that might happen during shipping prevent them from actually shipping you a completely ready out of the box product. And I believe that's the case here. This little fan blower shroud that I just installed blows underneath. It definitely seems like the type of piece that could get knocked in shipping and crack. And the placement here where you have to put it. Now, in everyday use as a printer on your table, not everybody has an awesome Capable Carpenter table like us, but any table will do. Some people have actually even reported if they can't get the table level, just put it on the floor, because the floor is going to stay level. Okay, so that shroud is bolted on. Next step, spool holders. They'll go on the back. Let's see what I can do here to let you guys see that. Okay, one there, one there. Okay, well, golly, I think one of the things the salesman did say is that with this build tech, it's a cut to fit. Looks like they included one with the unit, so probably going to go ahead and use the one they included to start. Here's our spool of ABS black. So one thing I've noticed, kind of just looking into the whole 3D printing world, a lot of there's a lot of upgrades and hot rodding you can do to your units, but there's also a massive community of people out there saying, hey, I wonder if this might be a better way, or and some of those tinkerers, those DIY people, they end up making their own units or parts and selling them, or giving the plans away for free. That's something that literally hundreds of thousands of things out there that people have already gone through the trouble of designing, and all you have to do is go to a site like Thingiverse or one of the 3D printing sites, and you download the schematics and you're off to the races. You have a problem, a lot of times the builder themselves will be available to help you out. You just, send them a message. The person who came up with the original design. It's one of the things I'm excited about. In our world, we have these lens gears, follow focus lens gears. A lot of the cine lenses, it's built right in. In fact, all the lenses we're using today have built-in lens gears. Sony Cine Alta Prime set. Beautiful, beautiful lens set. But, lenses are expensive. These are very expensive lenses, and so sometimes in our line of work, we end up using still lenses. Canon, Nikon, Sigma makes some great lenses for photography that can also be used for video. One problem, they don't have the built-in gears. A lot of people use they're kind of like a little belt that you put around the unit, and they tend to work great, but they have limits. Okay, we're going that way, and that way, and this way. So one of the things I'm excited to try is my very own custom lens gears. Custom meaning built to fit the lens, in particular lens you're looking at. They're also you're not using some sort of clamp. They're pressure fit, so you make them just barely big enough, and then kind of squeeze them on, and then you have, this is fun. This reminds me of trying to spool up my weed whacker. Oh, that's a brand, isn't it? My string trimmer. Boy, I hope I don't come it up. Whew. Wonder if this is part of the not for beginners. You can see this is already fun with one. Once I get this on and properly fitted, I'm going to have to go and do it again. I'm going to keep a little tension here. Turn here. All right. I think So if you've stuck with us this long, you go ahead and down in the comments below, let us know if you have any experience with this unit, any experience with 3D printing, or if you have any questions, if you'd like to see something printed, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and we'll get to that. That's, like I said earlier, it's one of the things that's so interesting about the community of the 3D printing is there really is a community. Like, it's not closed off or secretive. There really is people out there who just want to help other people make good things. Yeah. It's very interesting. It's not how I would do it. Just not, I guess it's not supposed to have any tension, because you wouldn't want it, the tension would tell it, oh, it's almost out of filament, let's stop the printing. But man, oh man. Okay, so feed that there. And this one goes into the left side. Perfect. Perfect. All right. I'll feed this one in here. Look how much easier it'll be the second time. Go. And aha, that makes much more sense than what I was doing. See, you grow, you learn. Perfect. Sweet. And then just push that in there. This one just does not want to play nice. It's like that guy Bruce on the playground when you're a kid that just did not want to be your friend. Perfect. Okay. Well, it looks like we're about there. Everything's installed. What do we got here? This looks like, oh, maintenance grease. So we'll be doing some maintenance eventually. All right. No leftover parts. That's a first. Well, really, this is unboxing complete. We have our unit here. The PowerSpec Ultra 2.0 3D printer. I can't wait to get building. So hopefully what we can do now is get her started up, test it out, do a test print. I'll be sure to make sure we have a time lapse of that for you guys to watch, and hopefully you're watching it right Thanks again from those of us at Capable Creative. I'm again the tech guru. Behind the scenes, you can see the creative wizard, David Manzo. He's been the one switching between cameras, watching the audio, and giving me harumphs as I do fun things. I will say, I do have one bloody knuckle, so this project now is one bloody knuckle out of 10, so that's not too bad. But that was mostly my fault for dropping that screw down underneath. Hopefully this is going to be a great unit for us, and if it is, if it isn't, you'll find out here on this channel. So please like, please subscribe, and please share. Tell your friends about us. Thank you very much.